They hit the game. Magisterial. Celebrations here. Welcome into Valley Stadium in another season of Des Moines Menace Soccer. I'm Thomas Campbell, joined here by Menace legend Charlie Bales up here in the booth as we are just about ready to get started with the 31st season of Menace Soccer and another bid at the League Two title. Charlie, what can you expect out of the team this year?
Honestly, there's a lot of unknowns. We got first-year head coach Charlie Latshaw III. He had great success at Riverlight FC. He's going to bring that to and have just a little bit more readily accessible to him. Higher stage, higher platform. I look for him to succeed here in Des Moines.
Menace taking on Santafe Wanderers tonight. Don't get that confused with the actual Santafe. They play in Kansas City, Kansas. They are a new team to USL League Two, and they've bounced around the amateur circuits, not just only in the United States, but also within the state of Kansas. They've played in the NISA. They've played in the Midwest Premier League. Charlie, you know a little bit about them. What can you tell me?
You know, this is a side that their coach is actually a Menace alumni. I played with him in 2011 here, John Sosa. Very, very smart player, very, very tactical and technical. I look for him to have a side that's organized, that knows each other, plays together well, and I think we could be up for a good matchup. Yeah,
Sosa, the Benedictine College head coach as well at the moment, as well as he coaches Sporting Kansas City's MLS Next team. He also played for the KC Comets indoor team. And so we do have a very interesting matchup tonight as the Menace welcome Santafe here to Des Moines for the first time. We will take a short break, and when we come back, we will have starting lineups of both teams and more analysis. You're watching Menace Soccer on the Central Iowa Sports Network.
T-Yarman Ford Indianola, your certified Ford Model E dealer. All month long, save big on our new 2024 Ford electric vehicles. Lease a new all-electric Ford F-150 Lightning for only $345 per month. Lease the all-electric Mach-E for only $299 per month. Plus, the new Ford Power Promise. Get a home charger with your purchase. Come see our electric vehicle specialist here at T-Yarman Ford Indianola. TYarmanFord.com.
It's hard to stop a train.
Hi, this is Chris from Fireplace Superstore, and if you've been thinking about upgrading that old wood or gas fireplace in your home or adding a new one someplace that you've always wanted, we have Central Iowa's best selection of wood, gas, and electric fireplaces. So if you've always wanted to add some warmth and beauty along with value to your home, come see us at Fireplace Superstore today.
10820 Douglas in Urbandale.
Getting your car serviced or repaired can be a pain. That's why Westside Auto Pros is committed to making it as painless as possible. If you wish, we'll come get your car at your home or office and return it when it's done. Or you can drop your car off here and we'll shuttle you to where you want to go. When we're finished with your car, we'll come pick you up and bring you back. If your car is going to be here for a few days, we offer low to no cost rentals.
So give us a call and say, I can't wait to have my car serviced at Westside Auto Pros.
You want to get stronger, faster, healthier. You want more. You want to be part of something bigger than yourself. A place for people of all ages, all walks of life, that provides opportunities for all to succeed. We do that. We're the why. Build more than muscle. Build a stronger community.
Welcome back to Menace Soccer here on the Central Iowa Sports Network. Just getting ready for kickoff between the Des Moines Menace and Santa Fe Wanderers. And we do have tonight's starting lineups are presented by Iowa Health and Human Services. Ask your healthcare provider which vaccines are right for you. First up for the hometown Des Moines Menace, captaining the side will be number 20, Luke Husakiewski out of UNC Charlotte. Then in the net, number 42, returning Enzo Carvalho, the Bryant University player. Number 2, Shuntaro Endo out of UT Rio Grande Valley. 5, Andrew Schaefer, playing left back, plays for Bowling Green State in college. Number 8, Paul Jones in the midfield out of Wofford. Number 9, Dominic Bashstein, leading the line out of Drexel. Number 11, Yoshio Kawa, UNC Greensboro. Number 14, Cade Hagan out of DePaul. Number 16, Rentaro Miyakawa out of North Florida. Number 17, Elo Iratukunda out of Drake. And rounding out the line, number 23, Hassan Gabo. Gabo, the Salt Lake City, Utah, not currently playing in college, played for the RSL Academy, and last year played for Greenville Triumph in USL League One. Now the starting lineups for the visiting Santa Fe Wanderers. In the net, number 1, Cole Stewart. Outright, number 2, Gabriel Pilon. Number 3, Gabriel Carnero. Number 4, Evan Frank. Number 5, Jose Munoz. Number 6, Enzo Cozzi. Number 8, Roman Knox. Number 9, Jack McIntyre. Number 10, Michael Lennis. Number 11, Nicholas Derberg. And number 12, Miro de Oliveira. Those are the lineups for both teams tonight, and a few returning players for the Menace, namely Enzo Carvalho, and then on the bench, number 19, Leroy Nzaguzzi. 2 players that fans should be excited to see.
Yeah, absolutely. Leroy is a player that comes on usually a little later in games, but his pace makes it so that he's dangerous for any opposing defense.
And also, Ilo Iratukunda, the Drake fans and Des Moines natives should be familiar with his face.
Yeah, Elo is a player that I've seen him play every position for Drake. He's extremely athletic, gets stuck into a tackle, and technical enough to do the job going forward as well.
We'll take a short moment of silence here as that wraps up in the stadium. And we are just about a minute away from kickoff and anthems. Now, the Menace, new division this year. They're no longer in the Heartland Division, which they've played in the past few years. They are in the Great Plains now, and some old faces, some very new faces, starting off with Santa Fe, who they play tonight. But they also will welcome the St. Louis Ambush to Des Moines. They'll welcome Springfield FC and then Sunflower State in their next home match. And then they will play Peoria again. Peoria, they had 2 very close matchups, both ties in the regular season, and then fell to Peoria on penalties. So no difference within regulation time between those 2 teams. They'll play at home versus Peoria on June 14th. Then they will go to Peoria on July 2nd. That's probably the biggest matchup in the Great Plains this year. Both teams in the top 10 of the power rankings.
Yeah, Menace and Peoria know each other well. Peoria is a side that continues to get better every single year. You know, with some of these new faces, they're going to have to make that jump from some of those other leagues, or whether they're new teams, to the standards of USL League 2, whether that be on the field or, you know, anything from setting up a stadium and tearing it down. I'm interested to see how a team like St. Louis Ambush will do. They've been an indoor MASL team forever, and they'll use a lot of their players that play together year-round in Major Arena Soccer League and have them play outdoor on the big field. So it'll be interesting. You mentioned Peoria. That's going to be the biggest test, and you have clubs like Sunflower and this Santa Fe, who have been around a long time and just jumped from league to league.
Yeah, and you mentioned that there are new faces in this league, and they do have almost a step up. League 2 is generally seen as the premier path to pro league here in the United States. They take some of the best talent in the college ranks and send them on to the professional levels. So definitely a jump. What do you think these teams will struggle with making that jump at first?
I do think that one of the reasons that it is the path to pro is just the USL down in Tampa. They demand a certain standard for whether it be restrooms or locker rooms or scoreboards and keeping time, and some of those things for those home games. That can be a struggle at times for some of these clubs. Also, operationally and on the business side, you know, if they're not selling tickets or sponsorship, then it's going to be a bit of a struggle for some of these clubs. But the ones that will do it right, hopefully all of them do, so they can stick around and this Great Plains division can succeed moving forward.
Yeah, and Santa Fe, they've been around for a while. They were founded in 1995 by immigrants in the Kansas City area, so they are not a new organization. They've been around for a long time. We'll take a very short break for the national anthem, and when we come back, we will have the kickoff between the Des Moines Menace and the Santa Fe Wanderers. You're watching Menace Soccer on the Central Iowa Sports Network.
Ever have one of those awkward moments when a business disappointed you? You got ripped off? Didn't get what you expected? The Better Business Bureau can help you avoid these uncomfortable situations. BBB accredited businesses are honest, ethical, and reviewed annually by the BBB. Don't experience another awkward moment with a bad business. Trust the ones that operate with integrity. Look for the BBB seal. It's the sign of a better business. And find a better business anytime at bbb.org.
A fuel choice that even rivals can agree on? Now that's worth the hype. Cheaper, cleaner, and homegrown. Pump it up with unleaded 88.
Free Godfather's Pizza begins with the download. Order through my new online ordering app and start earning free pizza and sides. It's easy. Download the Godfather's Pizza online ordering app today. Do it.
Over 1,300 vehicles on WauKeeChevy.com. Schottenkirk Chevy Waukee. If we don't have it, you can build it. Newly expanded service department means we're hiring. See the openings on WauKeeChevy.com. Schottenkirk Chevy Waukee. WauKeeChevy.com.
Thank you for tuning into today's broadcast. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any of our live events. You can also follow us on X, Facebook, and Instagram in the description below for more coverage of Central Iowa high school sports and the Des Moines Menace. Now, back to the game.
Welcome back to Menace Soccer on the Central Iowa Sports Network. I'm Thomas Campbell here with Charlie Bales. We are just about to get underway here between the Des Moines Menace and the Santa Fe Wanderers in this first match as the Menace restart their quest for a League II title, their last title coming in 2021, and they will have some obstacles in the way, namely Peoria FC, but first it starts here tonight against Santa Fe. The Menace last year, they liked to start fast. They like to be on the attacking front first. New head coach. Charlie, what can you tell me about Coach Latshaw and how he'll like to play?
Yeah, Charlie will have the boys fired up. I think that him knowing this is the first home game, this is the game that he can put a stamp on it. You got a really good crowd out here tonight at Valley Stadium. I can see him being very offensive-minded, looking to score some goals. If they're giving up some goals in the back, they're going to try to score more goals than the other team, but put on a show for the fans here and keep them coming back for the rest of the summer.
Latshaw is a self-claimed possession-based coach, and that's how the Menace played a lot last year. Is they'd be very patient. They didn't try to force a lot. So could we look to see something similar tonight?
Yeah, I think that Menace at home, they will want to dominate possession. They'll look to move the ball from side to side, wear out the other team so that they can pick the right moments to go forward and score goals in front of the crowd.
Now, the players that namely you would be focused on in a possessive-based system would be the three in the midfield, that being Yoshiokawa, Luke Yusakuski, and Paul Jones. How can those three affect the game tonight?
Yeah, I know for sure that Yoshi there in the middle is a very technical, very quick player, good 1v1, very solid left foot. If he gets within 30 yards, he'll be looking to have a go. The three of them combining in the middle will be very important for, those 1-2 quick combinations to get into goal. And then I'll be interested to see how they utilize the outside backs if the middle is clogged for service to the number 9 in the middle for service.
Now, these players have only been together for just about a few weeks. Some of them have probably come in very recently, so this is kind of a chemistry-building game, as none of them do play on the same university like we saw with players of the past. not only just getting the win, what can they improve on today to build connection going throughout the season?
Yeah, it's going to be connecting your first pass, getting to know players' tendencies. As you said, there are players that could have showed up 2 days ago that are now in the starting 11. And this first match is always a dangerous one, especially when you're playing a side like Santa Fe, who, yes, they're new to USL League 2, but based off of their location, they're going to have a good contingent of players that know each other's tendencies already, that play together year in and year out, that are returning, and they probably have some building blocks that they've added to that core of players, but dangerous with a Menace team that's just getting to know each other.
Will be Santa Fe to start off with the ball. Therberg in the circle to kick off. We are just awaiting the ref's whistle to get this USL League 2 season underway. And we have it. Menace are off. Back to Kotzi. Outside, just off of Elo for the Santa Fe throw-in. Will be Carniero. That floats all the way back into Gabo. Gabo intercepted. Kotzi uses it. Menace on the attack. Kawa laid off for Jones. Ball out wide for Schaefer. Jones with it. Menace very patient, as I mentioned in the open, not liking to force anything. Go back to Gabo. Jones. Schaefer with it. Back to Jones and back to Hassan Gabo. Now Endo out to Elo. Menace being just incredibly patient here. Waiting for the right pass to show up. Similar to how they played last year. Ball finds its way out to Elo. Though we'll lose it off the feet of De Oliveira, but out for a Menace throw. Gabo tracked down by Terberg. Gives the ball away, now finds itself to Miyakawa. Miyakawa out wide for Schaefer. Schaefer with a few little scissor moves. Can't find anything. Ball down towards the end line. And Santa Fe manages to clear. Comes all the way back out to Endo. Gabo mispossesses it. Here's De Oliveira on the break. And he misses wide, a bad miss for De Oliveira. A massive chance for Santa Fe to open the scoring just 2 minutes into their first game in League 2.
Menace patient in possession. Got a replay here. Gabo just looking to switch and play the other center back and lifts his head a little too early. Missed touch early. Fortunately, Santa Fe did not capitalize on that chance. I would say good on Gabo to not come back and then foul in a scenario like that because it can be tempting. So still 0-0, and Menace was still 11 players on the field.
Now with Lennis in the middle. He'll rotate it back to Frank. Stewart with his first touch of the game will just clear long. Knox does well to shield. Taken away by Jones, but recovered by Carniero. Not too much possession in the last few minutes. Okawa picks it up. He'll slide it into Backstein. Backstein, the shot! Welcome to Des Moines, Dominic Backstein, as he opens the scoring of the 2025 Des Moines Menace season. What a brilliant job there by Yoshi Okawa to jump on that and find Dominic Backstein, and just a clinical finish into the bottom left corner.
Yeah, bad giveaway by Santa Fe. You know, you see it on one end. Menace give it away, and Santa Fe does not capitalize in this scenario. Santa Fe gives it to Yoshi. He picks it up, takes a few strong dribbles towards goal, picks out Backstein at the right time, and he makes no mistake from there. Inside of the left foot, tucks away in the corner.
Menace lead 1-0 just 4 minutes into the season opener. A brilliant start considering how last year's season opener went a tie with Peoria, where they took quite a while to find a goal, and it did end up coming off a set piece. Scoring this early within the run of play, a brilliant start for Charlie Latshaw's players.
It'll be interesting to see how Santa Fe responds. You know, you're on the road, you're in front of this many fans in USL League 2, first game ever. You know, you got to keep your heads up and continue to play, because the floodgates could open if they continue to sit in and don't get on the ball here at some point.
And if you're Santa Fe here, you're feeling like you should be ahead right now after that missed chance earlier, and then you go down and give one up immediately. And there's Miyakawa. Menace are on the attack again. Finds Backstein. Cut inside. Brilliant stop there by Frank. Cleared out right off the boot of Miyakawa, out for a Santa Fe goal kick. Just as we were talking about it, the Menace right back on the attack, clearly aggressive after finding the opener.
Yeah, I think there was a bit of a hesitation there by Backstein to, you know, hit that one time with his left foot, and because of that, got the ball caught underneath him, and the defender was able to recover well.
McIntyre unable to keep that one in. Out for a Menace throw-in. Schaefer takes long for Backstein. Foul there committed by Dominic Backstein. Santa Fe playing quick. De Oliveira out wide now to Carniero. Now at the foot of Lennis. Played long by Knox. Towards Kotzi. Ball played in. He was looking for McIntyre, just unable to find him. Frank does well there to just allow his team to get back. Could have been another dangerous opportunity for Dominic Backstein had that ball fallen to the ground.
Yeah, it goes to show you that Menace can be dangerous in possession, or if they're sitting in and win the ball. A quick long ball up the field can also prove to be dangerous.
Hagen on the throw-in for the Menace. Backstein looking to play some hold-up play now with Knox. Knox out to De Oliveira, taken away by Jones. Elo resets to Endo.
If you're Coach Ladshaw, you're going to love that play right there, with three of the center mids closing down, hunting the ball, winning it back so they can regain and retain possession.
Elo with some fancy footwork as he goes forward. Slides it into Miyakawa, manages to keep it. Now here's Okawa. Into Backstein. Backstein looking to cut it back, just lost it. Miyakawa. Now with Jones. Now Schaefer, out wide to Hagen. Jones. Looking for Miyakawa just off his chest. Now Elo. Elo manages to get through. Ball in, sent away. Right back out to Elo. Now Miyakawa. Menace reset. Up a goal. They absolutely don't have to force anything 8 minutes in. San Gabo. Gabo looking to refine his form here with Des Moines after playing last season in USL League 1. Schaefer is looking for Hagen. De Oliveira. Played through. Here's Knox. Knox was looking for McIntyre. Ball finds itself now with Elo. Cade Hagan unable to control. Ref says out for a Santafe throw-in. Little extracurricular activity over on the far sideline. Game hasn't gotten chippy yet, but we may see that after that small confrontation. But the refs with a quick talking to for both players. Look to be Hagan and Menace. Officials for tonight's game, Ryan Bevins, Jake Larson, and Joseph Mocht. Back to Carvalho. Clear Bachstein. Frank does well. Now Yoshiokawa. Kawa through to Hagan. Hagan to Okawa. Yusukiuski. Back out to Jones. Menace unable to find their shot. And no to Jones. Schaefer. Schaefer cuts the end line. Here comes the cross. Deflected out of bounds by Pilon. First corner kick of the year for the Menace will be Andrew Schaefer to take. Schaefer, the Columbus, Ohio native, stayed in his home state for college at Bowling Green. Driven in towards the back post. And a phenomenal save there by Cole Stewart. Out for another corner. First corner kick for Schaefer, and he was going for an Olympico.
He definitely went for it.
We look at that replay right here. Schaefer just drove it towards the back post. Phenomenal save from Stewart. Well, we'll do that again from the other side. This will be Miyakawa to take. Sorry, Yoshiokawa. That's floated up towards the back post. No one in the area code. Out for a Santa Fe goal kick. Short to Munoz. Right to Munoz, now out wide, Carniero. Has space, was looking for Terberg. Now it's Pilon. Reset all the way back to Munoz. Now Knox. Coates resets it. Knocks inside Carniero. The ball in. And well done, headed away by Hassan Gabo. Menace regrabs control. That ball finds itself to McIntyre. Gabo there to recover. And a foul on McIntyre as he was clearly, after the pass had gotten away, into Hassan Gabo. Both teams showing just a little physicality this early into the game. And no to Illo. Jones, and no. Intercepted by Kotze. Now with Hakawa. To Oliveira. De Oliveira cuts inside. And just fumbles with his footing. Jones recovers, and then poor giveaway from the Menace there on the pass from Jones. Carneiro, Nelenis. We'll reset to Munoz. Carneiro. De Oliveira cut off by Illo. Now Carneiro. Ball inside. Came off of Endo. Now with Knox. He loses it. Akawa. Akawa dragged down there. Be another foul given against Santa Fe. Schaefer just dancing with his opponent. Ball intercepted by Frank. Now Flennis just pinballing around the 25-yard line. Back to Endo. Tillo. With the captain, Husakuski. Down line for Hagen. And cuts in. Husakuski. Schaefer. Schaefer cuts towards the end line. Here comes the cross. Miyakawa! Can't quite get the right foot on it. Goes out of bounds for another Santa Fe goal kick. Menace bided their time while Santa Fe had possession, and then were quickly on the counterattack. We look at that replay. Great job by Schaefer to get to the end line. Just not quite the foot from Miyakawa. Menace back on the attack now. Here's Miyakawa. Bachstein. Bachstein taken down to the box. Referee says no foul. Okawa then clatters through the Santa Fe defender. Santa Fe goes quickly. Skotzi. To Therberg. Now Lennis. Out wide for De Oliveira. Just crossed over the touchline. Husakuski. Over to Schaefer. Jones has it looking for Miyakawa. Foul there given against Santa Fe. Menace tried to go quickly, stopped by the official. Foul was committed by Carneiro. Back to Gabo. To Hagen. Hagen gliding through the midfield. Finds Elo out wide. Elo. Hagen the spin. Hagen gets through in a phenomenal tackle there from Frank. That goes out for another Menace corner kick. Evan Frank, goal-saving tackle for the Wanderers.
You got a good entry ball by Elo here. Picks out the right pass. Hagen with a bit of magic on the turn, and as you said, great challenge there by Santa Fe to prevent another Menace goal.
Will be Okawa on the corner. Short Miyakawa. Husakuski. Jones, top of the area. Ball given away. Jones gets it right back. Now played forward by Pilon. A shove there from McIntyre, clearly unhappy with the decision. Jones back to Husakuski. Out to Okawa. Okawa through. Miyakawa. Towards the end line. Ball in. Was looking for Bachstein. Nowhere near. Miyakawa gets it back. Yuzuki slides it through. Loss in possession. De Oliveira fouled there by Miyakawa.
If you're Miyakawa there, last thing you want to do is foul. Players back to goal, 20 yards away. Just keep them in there, contain them, force them to play out, and earn it.
Carniero, long for McIntyre. McIntyre leaves it for Kotzi. De Oliveira. Look to slide it through, stays with it. Now it's Kotzi. Carniero. Carniero gliding through and just cleared out by Elo. Santa Fe has shown some skill tonight, but the Menace have been right there to combat it. It's Lennis. Therberg. Now Knox. Lennis. Into McIntyre. Carvalho to claim. Creative look there from the Wanderers, but no luck on finding the target. Gabo dispossessed by McIntyre. Manages to get it back. Now with Bachstein. Wow, a wild kick there from Therberg. First card of the season is yellow for Nicholas Therberg. Right before that, another nearly costly giveaway by Gabo, but we look at that again. Therberg didn't even look like he went for the ball as he hacked at Dominic Bachstein.
Yeah, we saw. Sorry, Thomas. We saw Gabo with the early mistake that led to a breakaway for Santa Fe, and they're looking to dribble to get out of pressure. Just ball caught under him. So looking for him now to complete a few passes and get the confidence back because that's a dangerous position for someone to give the ball away cheaply when you're expecting them to retain it in possession.
Menace now on the attack. Here's Elo. Back to Husakuski. Miyakawa, Husakuski. And Elo. Dispossessed, stands sent away with McIntyre. Guterberg. McIntyre in a foot race. Gabo wins it. Back to Carvalho. And you mentioned Gabo. Just need to see him complete a few passes. Just trying to do too much in the back at the moment. Deep for Bachstein. Bachstein loses Munoz. Squares it. Okawa nearly to it. Schaefer keeps it alive. Schaefer was looking for someone on the back post. No one even remotely in the area code. De Oliveira. Carniero will clear. Here's McIntyre. One to beat. Has Therberg. Therberg was looking for McIntyre. Carvalho to claim. That's one of the things Enzo Carvalho provides is very hard to get through balls with how far he plays outside of the goal mouth. Endo. Yuzuki. Gabo out to Schaefer. Just about a quarter way through this game and halfway through this first half. Menace lead 1-0 thanks to Dominic Bachstein in the 4th minute. Now Schaefer. Schaefer in behind. He was looking for Hagen. Bachstein gives chase. And Frank controls. To Knox. Knox was looking for De Oliveira. Off the ref. Will be a drop ball. Wanderers clearly unhappy. Coetzee. Oliveira. Oliveira playing quite outside his position. Ball in for McIntyre. Save Carvalho. McIntyre rose. Carvalho rose to the challenge.
Great delivery in. Good to get contact there with the header. You just got to put it anywhere but right at Enzo.
Enzo, one of the standouts for the Menace last season, had quite a few penalty saves in last year's season. Back to Gavo. Schaefer and Okawa. Yusikowski just holding. Menace slowing things down just a little. Now Schaefer. Gavo to Schaefer. Ball just touched out of bounds by Terberg. Miyakawa. Dispossessed by Frank. Now Munoz. Now intercepted Miyakawa. Menace could go on the break. In for Okawa. Well done, Munoz. Cleared all the way back to Endo. Menace retained the possession as they have the large majority of this time played. Endo clears. Has Hagen down the line. Cade Hagen dances in the box. Hagen the shot! What a goal! Cade Hagen doubles the lead for Des Moines.
I was gonna say he was gonna cut into his right foot and shoot. I didn't say it. Should have called it, but
well, you would have been right.
That's the spaces that Hagen looks to get into, and that's his bread and butter right there. Cutting into his favorite right foot, tucking it away inside the right foot, bending far post. Nothing the keeper can do.
Absolutely nothing Stewart could have done on that shot as Cade Hagen, the Chicago native, plays for DePaul, stayed home for college, delivers his first goal of the 2025 USL League 2 season as the Des Moines Menace lead 2-0 after 26 minutes here. And Santa Fe just has to be the roughest position for them now. Your first game in League 2, you've had opportunities. You haven't given up a ton of opportunities, but the ones you have given up, the Menace have capitalized. Really demoralizing to be down 2-0 within 30 minutes.
Yeah, once again, you saw on the other end a header go right to Enzo that could have resulted in a goal for Santa Fe, and then 2-3 minutes later, another goal for the Menace. So Santa Fe just has to be a little more clinical in front of goal because even right now the Menace, I would not say are playing well or firing on all cylinders, but still up 2-0 in the home opener.
Yeah, the Menace not firing on all cylinders. They've been very patient. They've waited a lot. As here is Yusikowski. And this is what they've done. They've struck on the break. Yusikowski touched out by Carniero.
One of the issues right now with the Menace attack is, I'd like to see service in there early because once they slow that down, Santa Fe does a good job of getting 2 blocks of 4, between 12 and 20 yards away from their goal, and then it's just too tough to break down versus that early ball when you still are about even in numbers.
Injury here looks to be Rentaro Miyakawa holding his head. Miyakawa playing his college ball at North Florida, the Ospreys. Shaken up, but he is right back up and on his feet. Official having a chat with him. Really great support from the Des Moines community here for the Menace's first league home game of the season. They did, of course, host Union Omaha in the Open Cup earlier this year, but great support on what has really turned into a beautiful night here in West Des Moines, Iowa. It was cloudy and windy earlier, and the wind is maintained, but the sun did come out, and great to see the support this early in the season.
Yeah, and for these fans, seeing 2 goals here in the first half should, keep them coming back, keep them staying for halftime. Earlier in the year, the Open Cup, that's a Wednesday night, a 7:30 kickoff. Little harder to get a fan base out here compared to, as you said, a beautiful Saturday night here in West Des Moines.
Menace getting a talking to from the official. He is the one with the yellow card. Earlier, it was not their Berg. It was the captain, Michael Lennis. So he might have to watch what he says just a little bit as to not pick up a second yellow.
And that would be nightmare fuel for Santafe, going down to 10 men, down 2-0 to a squad like Des Moines, away from home.
Here is Lennis, finds Frank. Set up to De Carnero. De Oliveira. Now in for Bachstein. He is just offside, though. That ball coming in from Jones.
Schaefer's been very good on the left, been impressed. The Olympico that he goes for, he's taking that service right-footed. He's playing left back. Most everything he's doing is going to his left foot. So, 2-footed player. He's probably 100% right now in 1v1 scenarios to get past his mark and get service into the box. Look for the Menace to continue to find him in dangerous spots.
Here's Okawa Autelo. Menace only with 10 men on the field as Miyakawa had to come off with his head injury just to be checked out before he can re-enter the game. Foul there committed by Lennis. Jones standing over it. Back to Gabo. Wide for Schaefer. Schaefer taking down another foul. It's kind of been emblematic of Santa Fe's game tonight as they've been very physical, but it has cost them as this ref not really putting up with much physicality as Miyakawa does return to the game. Menace back at full strength.
Yeah, when you're not on the ball, Menace, as Santa Fe has not been, Menace with possession, that generally speaking would lead to more fouls with the team not in possession. So Santa Fe maybe getting a little frustrated and lashing out or kicking a bit, but it has been called fairly tightly.
Milo down the line. Now Miyakawa. First touch since returning. He'll drive inside, ball inside, looking for Bachstein. Frank there with a crucial clearance. Knox taken down there by the captain, Huskiewski. And if there is a bright spot for Santa Fe so far, it has been center back Evan Frank, who's put in a few exceptional challenges that have kept this score at what it is, 2-0. This could be significantly more without Frank on the field right now.
Yeah, Frank's got his hands full with Bachstein up there, 2 very big physical presences doing battle, but he's been holding down the fort as much as possible and keeping this at a respectable scoreline.
Now with Knox. Foul there committed by Paul Jones. This will be the first set piece in a relatively dangerous area for Santa Fe. They will have to deal with a pretty hefty wind coming out of the north tonight. So that has been a large advantage of the Menace into this early going, is having the wind on their side.
Yeah, having the wind at this level helps with scenarios where you're coming under pressure and you need to clear the ball up the field. Menace hasn't utilized it as much as they potentially could, just because they have been the ones possessing the ball versus sitting in and having to counter. But it could come to Santa Fe's advantage in the second half. I think there, Thomas, that Menace's Paul Jones just received a yellow there as well, so we'll have to look out for that.
First card for Des Moines this season. Munoz. Back for Frank. Frank, ball in. Looking for De Oliveira. Ball out for a Santa Fe throw in a dangerous position. It's Menace. Knox to Menace. Menace driving inside. Dispossessed there by Cade Hagan, out for a corner kick. Will be Santa Fe's first of the night.
It's a good combination play there. I like Menace, very quick, crafty, that flick up touch to get in. And would like to see him have a strike there versus giving time for Hagan to defend.
Berg plays it in, looking for Frank, headed away. Now to Okawa. Okawa giving chase. Stewart clears. Elo rises. Now Carniero. In for McIntyre, cleared down the line. Just under 10 to play in this first half, plus added time. Coetzee, wide for Frank. Frank into Terberg. Pilon in for Terberg. Terberg in behind. Now Pilon, Terberg. Behind for Pilon. Tackle there by Schaefer. Menace retains the clearest. Now Husikiewski. Menace with the chance to go on the break. And for Miyakawa, Carnero tracks back well. Pilon. Back to Frank. Frank in for McIntyre. McIntyre through Gabo. Gabo. Great sliding challenge to recover. Yusikowski was looking for Okawa in the midfield there. Munoz leaves it for Coetzee. Now Carniero. Frank for Knox. Coetzee. Santa Fe looking to build and find a goal before halftime. Give them a leg back into this match. Munoz drives. Munoz still just gliding through the midfield, dispossessed there by Hagan. Jones. Husikiewski. Back to Endo. Endo through for Bachstein. Bachstein lays it off Okawa. Okawa, Jones. Okawa to Miyakawa. Now here's Schaefer. Schaefer to the end line. Frank does well. Calls for a penalty from the Menace players. None given. Santa Fe on the attack. Frank leaves it outside. Menace thought that went out and stopped playing. No call. Here's Lennis. Lennis de Oliveira. De Oliveira taken down. Endo committing the foul there.
One more t-shirt toss before halftime.
5 minutes plus added time.
Presented by our friends at Six Clicks Brew House. For movie lovers, beer lovers, and everyone in between. Enjoy
Menace.
the best movie night out. Here come the t-shirt maniacs down in front.
Now Munoz. This ball inside McIntyre. Taken down by Gabo. No foul with Jones. Jones to Hagan. Hagan dispossessed. Pilon. Pilon into McIntyre. Ball just behind his feet. Now Menace on their own break. Yusuke Jones. Jones switches to Ilo. Okawa to Okawa. Just out of bounds there. For Santa Fe throw-in. Into Lennis. Knox with the right idea. They're looking for Pilon down the line. Would have created a rush towards the net. Herberg loses it, but it is touched out of bounds for a Santa Fe throw. Schaefer down line to Boxstein. Okawa. Now Jones. Artilo. Menace have numbers out wide. Heavy touch. An arrow clears. De Oliveira. Lennis. Now Knox. Down line Carnero. Back with Lennis. Quotzi wide. Derberg. De Oliveira will have a go just wide of that top corner. Carvalho might have had it covered, but a decent hit by Mario De Oliveira as we take another look at that. De Oliveira just can't find the target. The best chance in quite a while for the Wanderers.
Yeah, Menace falls asleep there a bit. Santa Fe getting closer and closer to goal. I think at this point, Santa Fe has maybe struggled a bit with the final ball, so enough's enough. Let's have it go from 30 and closer than it appeared on camera as well.
De Oliveira makes a turn. Cut down by Ilo. Lennis to Kotzi. Zerberg. To Lennis. Zerberg dispossessed. Boxstein.
Is your youth soccer player registered for a
Okawa.
this summer?
Ball in. No one on the back post. Boxstein giving chase.
TheYarmouthSoccer.com to find your next youth camp near you.
Stein working against Carniero. Ball stays in. Miyakawa sliding
Great
it in.
ball.
Hagen! What a save by Stewart. Not out of the road yet. That will fall out, go out for a goal kick. As we look at the replay there. Brilliant ball there by Miyakawa for Hagen. Stewart does well to save.
I don't believe that should have been a goal kick.
I agree. It looked like the
That
last touch was by Stewart.
The keeper save, and then the backspin took it out.
Gabo there, great challenge to stop the through ball as we do reach the 45th minute.
Yeah, great little slot and great timing there by Hagen. Keeper does well to get big and make the goal small for Hagen. So difficult finish. He's got to get creative with that, but you know, the timing of the run and then the vision there is promising league into the second half.
No indication on added time yet from the fourth official.
3 additional minutes.
And there we have it. 3 additional minutes of added time, so we will go to at least the 48th. Now Miyakawa in for Bachstein. Stein can't quite complete the turn. Here's Miyakawa. Yoshikawa out for Cade Hagen. Hagen cuts to the line. Was looking to square it. Well done there by Gabriel Pilon. Out frame Menace corner. Again on that right side of the net from the keeper's perspective. Left wing if you're the Menace. Another opportunity for Andrew Schaefer to probably go for net after watching what he did the first time.
Might as well.
1 minute through the added 3. Schaefer drives it in. Stewart does well and punches it away. Foul there on Gabo. Stewart taken away by Hagen. Now with Kotzi. Kotzi in behind for Therberg. Therberg, Gabo does well to dispossess. Now Carniero. In behind, taken away by Huzakuski. Foul there committed by Santa Fe. Minute left until the halftime whistle. Although rifles it down. Stein looking to flick it on. Now Huzakuski. Dispossessed by Knox. Knox through to McIntyre. McIntyre slides it in. Lennis just offside. He put it in the net, and Santa Fe thought they had gotten one back, but just offside. Maybe still a little late on the pass from McIntyre. We'll look at that one again.
Just about a yard offside. You see that finish, though, there, Thomas. That's what Hagen needed to whip out on the other end just a few minutes ago.
It's a nice little chip over the keeper as we have reached the 48th, and this likely the last kick of the first half. Schaefer to Hagen. And that does it for the first half here. Des Moines Menace lead the Santa Fe Wanderers 2-0 in the opening match of the USL League 2 season. You've been watching Des Moines Menace Soccer on the Central Iowa Sports Network. We will be back with all of your halftime analysis and highlights.
Save big this month on all new Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Rams at DeYarmouth CDJR Ames. New Jeep Wagoneers with up to $13,000 off MSRP. Or get up to $16,000 off MSRP if you currently own a Ford. Brand new 2024 Ram 2500 Crew Cab 4x4 starting at only $42,990. And over 20% off on new Ram 1500 Crew Cab 4x4s. That's right, over 20% off. Save big here at the all-new DeYarmouth CDJR Ames.
It's hard to stop a train.
Getting your car serviced or repaired can be a pain. That's why Westside Auto Pros is committed to making it as painless as possible. If you wish, we'll come get your car at your home or office and return it when it's done. Or you can drop your car off here and we'll shuttle you to where you want to go. When we're finished with your car, we'll come pick you up and bring you back. If your car is going to be here for a few days, we offer low to no cost rentals.
So give us a call and say, I can't wait to have my car serviced at Westside Auto Pros.
Building a better community doesn't happen overnight. It takes hard work, dedication, and sacrifice. It takes a team, and it takes time. For more than 75 years, NCMIC has been supporting our community. We share our time and talent with the organizations our employees are passionate about. It's just one of the many ways we uphold our promise. We take care of our own.
Menace player from 2002 to 2012, and he was on the 2005 championship team.
Welcome back to Des Moines Menace Soccer here on the Central Iowa Sports Network and USL League 2 Sports Engine. I'm Thomas Campbell, joined by Charlie Bales. We are at halftime between the Des Moines Menace and the Santa Fe Wanderers. Wanderers in their first season in USL League 2. Nightmare start in their first game, being 2-0 behind. And they were 2-0 behind after just 30 minutes. And it was a good start for the Menace, but not a great start.
Yeah, as we said before the game, some of these Menace players are still going to know each other, get to know one another, get to know each other's tendencies, and that was reflected a bit there in the first half, whether it was trying to possess out of the back, whether it was simple giveaways, or whether it was, okay, we've dominated possession, how do we now find a goal at the end of this?
And a goal is what has been just eluding Santa Fe to this point. They've had several chances, several very good chances. They had a chance within the first 2 minutes of the game where Hassan Gabo gave the ball away. And I believe it was McIntyre on the break, and he just wasn't able to finish it beyond the outstretched arms of Enzo Carvalho. The Menace then proceeded to score immediately after on the foot of Dominic Bachstein and him curling it into the left corner. And the second goal for the Menace kind of came on a similar opportunity where Santa Fe was in deep in Menace territory. They thought they had gotten an opportunity. The opportunity went awry. Menace come all the way back. Cade Hagen cuts in, and a brilliant right-footed shot past Cole Stewart. Nothing Stewart could have done about it. But the goals have come on the break for the Menace and off of opportunities that Santa Fe couldn't capitalize. So if you're in that locker room, it has to be demoralizing to feel like, we've done all right this game, and instead of being 2-0 down, we could be 2-0 up, but we're not.
Yeah, Santa Fe should not be hanging their heads too low here at halftime because they have had chances moving forward, whether it be figuring out the final ball, whether it be missing a breakaway or heading the ball right at Enzo. They've had their chances. A lot of those have come off Menace giveaways, so if you're the Menace, you're wanting to clean those up and keep a clean sheet here at home. On the flip side, as you mentioned, both goals for the Menace, they've been a little too slow in the attack, and they have come from Santa Fe giveaways leading to, okay, here's a quick one pass, take a touch outside, and clinical finishes for the Menace there in the first half.
And you mentioned slow in the attack. often in the early games of the season, one of the hardest parts of the field to play in is that final third, because it's where the defense condenses the most, and you don't really have the opportunity to play in the space like you do when you're in the midfield and when you're in your own back third. Instead, you kind of have to push and you have to force balls into space, and the Menace just haven't been able to link up well enough in that final third to create more opportunities.
Yeah, and that's going to come with getting to know one another. That's going to come from training every single day. You know, am I playing a 1-2? Am I running in behind? Am I playing into you, following the pass so you can set me for a shot? Some of these things just take some time, and so for the Menace to be up 2 goals at home, I think they'll be very pleased.
Well, we will take a short break, and when we come back, we will have highlights from the first half. You're watching Des Moines Menace Soccer on the Central Iowa Sports Network.
Getting your car serviced or repaired can be a pain. That's why Westside Auto Pros is committed to making it as painless as possible. If you wish, we'll come get your car at your home or office and return it when it's done. Or you can drop your car off here and we'll shuttle you to where you want to go. When we're finished with your car, we'll come pick you up and bring you back. If your car is going to be here for a few days, we offer low to no cost rentals.
So give us a call and say, I can't wait to have my car serviced at Westside Auto Pros.
You want to get stronger, faster, healthier. You want more. You want to be part of something bigger than yourself. A place for people of all ages, all walks of life, that provides opportunities for all to succeed. We do that. We're the why. Build more than muscle. Build a stronger community.
A fuel choice that even rivals can agree on? Now that's worth the hype. Cheaper, cleaner, and homegrown. Pump it up with unleaded 88.
Ever have one of those awkward moments when a business disappointed you? You got ripped off? Didn't get what you expected? The Better Business Bureau can help you avoid these uncomfortable situations. BBB accredited businesses are honest, ethical, and reviewed annually by the BBB. Don't experience another awkward moment with a bad business. Trust the ones that operate with integrity. Look for the BBB seal. It's the sign of a better business. And find a better business anytime at bbb.org.
Free Godfather's Pizza begins with the download. Order through my new online ordering app and start earning free pizza and sides. It's easy. Download the Godfather's Pizza online ordering app today. Do it.
Over 1,300 vehicles on WaukeeChevy.com. Schottenkirk Chevy Waukee. If we don't have it, you can build it. Newly expanded service department means we're hiring. See the openings on WaukeeChevy.com. Schottenkirk Chevy Waukee. WaukeeChevy.com.
Welcome back to Des Moines Menace Soccer on the Central Iowa Sports Network. Thomas Campbell here with Charlie Bales. We're at halftime between the Menace and the Santa Fe Wanderers. Menace lead 2-0. And we do have highlights from that first half coming up now. First highlight, we look at that giveaway by Gabo. An early chance goes awry for Santa Fe. And that was their best opportunity of the game. So early from D'Oliveira. Then the Menace capitalized almost instantly after Okawa glided through the midfield. Bachstein did great and opened up the scoring on the season with his left foot. And some chances came and went for both teams. Next chance that we saw came from Cade Hagan. Sorry, not Hagan. Was in there, had a look at goal. Evan Frank did a brilliant job to slide in and save, something that he's done a few times tonight. Hagan would find a few more chances in the half, though, including this brilliant one where he dances with his defender, cuts inside, and then fires one into the bottom corner, just curls it in. Nothing Stewart could have done there. Hagan would have another chance just a few minutes later. But first we look at a chance from Santa Fe. De Oliveira played a ball that was just beyond the crossbar, and a really good chance, and he's really only had the 2 chances for Santa Fe tonight. As I mentioned earlier, Hagen had a brilliant chance at the other end. Ball from Miyakawa. Hagen just goes low right into the chest of Cole Stewart. Was a good opportunity for the Menace to make it 3-0, but couldn't. Santa Fe had one final chance of their own near the end of the half. McIntyre played a ball into Lennis. Lennis slotted it home just with a little chip, but Lennis was offside. So that goal, first goal, still evading Santa Fe here. And Charlie, those highlights are not really emblematic of what this game has been. This game has been very patient, very possessive, and they kind of just have been taking their time. But we will take a short break before the second half. And when we come back, we will have second half action between the Des Moines Menace and the Santa Fe Wanderers here on the Central Iowa Sports Network.
Hi, this is Chris from Fireplace Superstore, and if you have an old inefficient wood fireplace, we need to talk. Heat & Glow has some great retrofit inserts to convert that old drafty wood burner into a high-efficient gas fireplace. A Heat & Glow gas insert will give you high efficiency, it will give you ease of operations, and it will give you enough warmth to take the edge off a cold winter's night. For the best in gas inserts, come see us at Fireplace Superstore today.
It's hard to stop a train.
The Chevy Red Tag event is going on now here at DeArmond Chevy GMC in Knoxville, Iowa. New Silverado 1500 Crew Cab with 1.9% for 60 months, plus up to $87.50 off MSRP. New Chevy and GMC HDs with 5.9% for 84 months. Get a new 2025 Trailblazer starting at $339 per month. And new Chevy and GMC electric vehicles with special rates. All at DeArmond Chevy GMC in Knoxville, Iowa.
Thank you for tuning into today's broadcast. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any of our live events. You can also follow us on X, Facebook, and Instagram in the description below for more coverage of Central Iowa high school sports and the Des Moines Menace. Now, back to the game.
Welcome back to Des Moines Menace Soccer on the Central Iowa Sports Network. Menace lead the Santa Fe Wanderers 2-0. We are just about to get started with the second half, just about 30 seconds until kick. Menace having the control of possession for the large part of the first half. It will be interesting to see what changes Coach Charlie Latshaw made at halftime and whether those are lineup changes or simply tactical changes.
I think that looking out on the field right now, seems as though the personnel is going to remain the same. We talked about the way that the Menace create chances at halftime, and I think that one of the movements that they're missing currently is, yes, we talked about Andrew Schaefer on the left when he's in 1v1 scenarios. He's been very quality, providing service with both the left and right foot. I think that in possession, though, when they're a little deeper towards their goal, the movement of Miyakawa and Hagen checking centrally into the field will open up both Elo at right back and Schaefer at left back, because the players from Santa Fe are going with Hagen and Miyakawa, and there's just acres of space out there, but it's a ball that they've yet to play. And the thing I'm looking for as well is Elo on the right. He is far pacier, faster than the left back for Santa Fe, yet they're not playing him into the space. I think he could be getting to the end line, providing service pretty much whenever he wants.
He has gotten forward a few times tonight, but hasn't really done anything with that. He's often laid the ball off for Miyakawa to take his place. We'll look to see if he can get forward just a little bit more as we are just about set to get underway here in this second half of play between Des Moines and Santa Fe. Menace will start with the ball this half and change directions. They will be against the wind, which could benefit Santa Fe in this game, just looking to get back into it as, maybe they can press Des Moines in, back into closer into their net as that ability to clear it. You don't lose it completely, but it does become significantly more difficult.
Yeah, that just means that Endo and Gabo have to be cognizant of, hey, the rest of the team is attacking, and McIntyre stayed high for Santa Fe. One long ball over the top could be dangerous and could provide Santa Fe with that first goal of their USL 2 campaign.
Doesn't appear to be any lineup changes for either team, so we will go with the same squad that we did in the first half. Back underway, Elo, and looking for Bachstein. Munoz does well. Back to Bachstein. Koshi. Go over to Munoz. McIntyre. Ball in for Therberg. Therberg working it inside, fires it. Deflected. Now with Pilon. Pilon, end line. Ball in, headed away by Gabo. Sent out of bounds by Kochi. Early chance for Santa Fe. Schaefer, online Bachstein. Lost out of bounds, Okawa. McIntyre. Flipped it on, was looking for Knox to run through. Now here's Kotzi. All the way back, no issue for Enzo Carvalho. Patient in the midfield for Husikowski. Back to Jones. For Yoshiokawa. Out to Andrew Schaefer. Schaefer had some dangerous moments in the first half, specifically from the corner flag. McIntyre giving chase. Menace just play a nice little rondo around the back. Dispossessed. Now here's McIntyre. McIntyre, D'Oliveira. And that finds its way into the bottom of the net. Santa Fe has a foothold back into this match. And their first goal ever in USL League 2, that looked like it took a deflection off the foot of a Menace defender. We'll take a look at that again. McIntyre just over to D'Oliveira. Maybe no deflection, hard to tell, but Carvalho caught off balance as the Wanderers have cut this lead in half.
You mentioned a rondo earlier, and I was going to say that, yeah, Menace are passing the ball to pass the ball. No one's really looking to do anything, and they connect 20, 25 passes. It can look cool. It can move the other team a little bit, but with no purpose or intent, all it takes is patience from Santa Fe and one sloppy play from the Menace, which just occurred, and now they concede a goal where they shouldn't. So that space of the field and the back third into the middle third for the Menace is where they've really had no direction, or you can't really tell. Nobody knows what they want to do as far as how to get forward, and they've been struggling with that all game long.
And it's said that the most dangerous lead in soccer is a 2-0 lead. Well, nowhere near Bachstein. It was actually at a game, Sporting Kansas City versus St. Louis City this past Wednesday night. St. Louis had a 2-0 lead going into halftime. Sporting equalized in the second half, and a lot of that came from an early goal in the second half. And it's just such a momentum builder when you get one back.
Yeah, absolutely. Getting a goal back like that, and the other thing there too, Thomas, is that possession doesn't necessarily mean anything in this sport. You can have 80% possession to 20, but if you're not converting on one end and the other team finishes their chances, then a game can vary, and we see it all the time at the professional ranks. A game can end in the favor of a team with 20-30% possession just because they're clinical when they do win the ball.
Ball out for the Wanderers, and they're right back on the attack, looking to equalize this game just 5 minutes into this second half. Menace. Ball in behind. Guerrero. What a save! Enzo Carvalho meets the challenge. Jack McIntyre got a great head on it. A phenomenal save there by Carvalho. We'll take another look at that. A great ball in by Carneiro. McIntyre does well, but just a phenomenal reaction save from Carvalho there.
And I was going to say in the first half that Carneiro very clearly is not playing left back for his defensive prowess, but he has a very, very dangerous left foot, and he was honestly the catalyst for a lot of their attacks, or a person that they can play to get out of possession of the defensive third.
It'll be Nicholas Therberg. Therberg plays it in. Off the head and saved by Carvalho. It's a little one-handed grab. This time just rolling it out to Endo. Back to Hassan Gabo. You mentioned it. Can the Menace play with a purpose? Can they find a way to get forward? Gabo takes it upon himself. Looks for a ball into Elo. Munoz does well to track it down.
In the first half, Thomas, it took, I think it was 40 minutes for the Menace in that defensive third to skip one or two lines and play it directly into Bachstein to utilize his frame for a hold-up play. If they can clear some space and Yoshi can play a bit deeper to clear that space, right now he's too close to him, but if he clears that space and runs on and times the runs correctly, like, they could be getting out by using Bachstein as an out-and-out target.
And Bachstein, with that bigger frame, would fit a hold-up player well, but Menace just unable to quite utilize that tonight. Ball in Jones to Bachstein. Just pinballing around. Now here's Miyakawa. Miyakawa in behind, the ball in. Stewart handles. Unsure if that was Miyakawa going for goal or whether he was looking for Cole Hagen on the cross.
I think if he scores, it was a shot, and if someone else scores, it was a cross.
Knox back to Frank. Frank in behind. Looking for Terberg. Terberg to the end line. Plays it in. Carvalho does well to get his hands to it. Little early time wasting there from Enzo Carvalho.
He just wanted to take a nap.
Schaefer. In behind, looking for Cade Hagen. Frank does well. Now Yoshiokawa. Bachstein. Is it off for Miyakawa. Raniero does very well. Santa Fe has numbers. Menace dispossessed by Endo. Out for a Wanderers throw-in. You almost just wonder if Santa Fe's played too direct tonight. They did have a wide open runner down that left flank. Kotzi. Knox to Kotzi, back to Frank. Wanderers don't have to rush now that they do have a leg back into this game, having cut the lead in half so early into this second period of play. On. Back to Knox. Menace in. To Oliveira. Into McIntyre. McIntyre the hit. Offside is the call.
I don't know that it was off either, so.
Carvalho was there with the kick save, and then McIntyre fired his second one over the crossbar. But the call is offside. We take another look at that. Very good ball there by De Oliveira.
Gabo keeps him a yard onside. So luckily, Enzo's is just a solid keeper back there. He's 6'4", 6'5", huge wingspan. You mentioned earlier in the first half, Thomas, that he comes out very well.
Give away. Here's Okawa. Menace on the break. Sliding it in. Cade Hagen. Hagen just over the bar.
Great save.
Stewart just barely gets a hand to it on the reaction save. Cole Stewart has kept Santa Fe much closer in this game as we take another look at that. A brilliant ball by Yoshi Okawa. Hagen thought he had his second.
And Bachstein wanted the square ball there from Hagen. I get it. I understand it. I don't mind Hagen taking that effort, though, because a lot of the times you see those two defenders closing in on Hagen, and that squared ball is just going to get deflected out. It's a tough ball to play if he's not completely wide open over there.
Okawa to take the corner. Driven in, sent away by Frank, out for a throw. And you mentioned playing that square ball. Oftentimes that square ball is useful, or even you think that maybe the goalie will be looking for that and not cover his near post well enough. Stewart did cover his near post fully, got a hand to it. Brilliant save.
That's why the save was so impressive, is that he probably was expecting that square ball, so part of his momentum was already going towards that far post, but it comes up big there for the Wanderers.
Clearance there relieves pressure. Misplayed by Hassan Gabo. Now to Hagen. Hagen through to Schaefer. Schaefer, Trivella cross. Now Bachstein. Bachstein sent out of bounds by Frank. Officials say it came off Bachstein. That ball looked like it did come off the foot of Evan Frank as we take another look at that. Great move there by Bachstein. Very close, hard to tell. To me, it looked like it came off the foot of the defender, but goal kick nevertheless.
Love the ball in by Schaefer. We mentioned in the first half, appears to be a two-footed player. If you're confident enough with what appears to be your weak foot or weaker foot to play it outside the right foot into the box like that, you're probably both-footed.
Munoz. And no flicks it forward. Now it's Yuzukuski. Jones wide for Miyakawa. Hassan Gabo. Driving forward, ball in behind, was looking for Cade Hagen. Too heavy off the foot. Sent out for a Menace throw-in.
I'll be interested to see when we see substitutions, because I would be ready to see a new 2, 3, 4 Menace players take the field based off of what we've seen so far in the second half.
Just about a half an hour left to play plus added time. Menace's lead is only 2-1. McIntyre. Carvalho does well to come out and claim.
Substitutions for Santa Fe. Number 14, Augusto.
Santa Fe does make a substitution. Augusto Militao enters the game for Enzo Coetzee. Ball given away. Now it's McIntyre. That was Bachstein. Bachstein in behind. Too heavy of a touch there. Yuzukiewski intercepts, but commits a foul. Ball in behind. Settled. Endo does very well to shield towards the end line. Out for a corner kick. Santa Fe did make substitutions. Augusto Militao did come on. They'd made a second one. Still looking to find who the second change was. Will be Menace. Ball driven in. Finds its way to the back post. Cleared out by Jones. At least sent away by Miyakawa. Out for a goal kick, and it was Nima Samadian entering the game. McIntyre out wide, Samadian. Kawa, say hello. Ball back to Endo. No one deep looking for Bachstein. Played forward for McIntyre. There, laid it off to Terberg. All the way back for Stewart. Santa Fe in no hurry yet, but time slowly ticking off that clock. Must play with some urgency. Ball in behind. Looking for Samadian.
Check availability at your address online at www.metronet.com and score with fiber internet.
Hagen lays it off Okawa. We've seen Okawa's pace. Out wide Miyakawa. Miyakawa cuts in. Looking to find Bachstein. Stays in Okawa. Bachstein flicks it off. Hagen off the volley. Cade Hagen offside. I believe it was the wingers that came off for Santa Fe. Augusto Militao replacing Enzo Coetzee. And Nima Samadian placing Rio de Oliveira. Angabo is down. Looks just to be cramping. Both teams will take a little break as the trainer attends to Gabo. No changes yet for the Menace. With just 25 minutes left in the 90.
Santafe very much back in this match. Menace start the second half slow and bad giveaway in possession. Santafe takes advantage, gets on the board. They're down a goal away from home in the first ever game against a team that usually has very, very solid seasons, and they got to be pleased with where they're at right now with 25. They have to believe that they can at least, at the minimum, gain a point here at Valley Stadium in West Des Moines.
Absolutely, and Menace drew their opening match last year, giving up a late goal to tie it up right around this mark. Will be interesting to see how Charlie Latshaw has his players play the remainder of this game. Does look to be a substitute warming up for the Menace. Perhaps two changes coming. Is Munoz. Wide. Bearberg is dispossessed, but out for a Wanderers throw-in. Bald Elo sends it up. Now Bachstein. Bachstein through Okawa. Yoshikawa will slow it down.
Now this has to be able to find Schaefer on the other side.
Out for a Menace throw.
It sounds funny, but I don't think that they're utilizing Enzo enough in some of these scenarios. He can ping a ball 70, 80 yards with either foot. He's got a very, very good first, second touch, very calm in possession. And just dropping it back to him 10, 15 yards, he can pick out and switch the field. And instead, Santafe doing a good job of getting them pinned into one side.
Menace has Santafe on the break. Ball in. Looking for Samadian. Samadian blocked by Gabo. Here's Cade Hagan. Has all the green grass he wants in front of him.
Gabo's not going to make it to the 90 either. He's unfortunately there too. You know, you start cramping and then a ball's played over your head, and that's the last thing that you want to happen as a center back.
Miyakawa now. To Miyakawa. Menace playing through that right channel, or at least attempting to. That out for a throw-in. In deep, Miyakawa. Loses it on the turn, out for a Santafe throw-in. Had his man beat, just couldn't keep the ball in play. Going around, Samadian. The top, he was looking for Lannis. Now Knox. Knox intercepted Schaefer. Into Okawa. Okawa has runners.
Leave it.
Slides it in, Miyakawa. Miyakawa doesn't shoot, was looking to cut back inside, lost his footing. Fires it off the boot of Jose Munoz. Out for another Menace corner on that far side.
Corner kick coming up for the Menace. Let's get loud.
Will be Yoshikawa, will be decides to go short. Kusakuski. Backside headed away. Hagen gives chase. Pilon keeps it in, but now Hagen. Hagen attempted to cut inside right off the boot of Frank. We'll do that again from the other side. And this is the spot that the Menace like more on the corner, is this left side of the field. Andrew Schaefer has played a few really good balls in.
Wind won't be carrying it into the goal this half, though, Thomas, but we'll see. He's provided some good services so far.
Just looking to drive it in. Schaefer towards the back post, no one in the area code, headed away. That's it there, Baird. Oh, puts it right back in the mixer. Knox working against Jones, out for a Menace throw-in. 2 Menace changes upcoming.
2 Drake Bulldogs. It's Leggett and Nzaguzzi.
Eric Leggett coming on the field, replacing Ilo Iradakunda. Leroy Nzaguzzi is making an appearance. Little surprised to see Gabo stay in there with the cramps he's been having. Nzaguzzi on for Bachstein. That ball from Nzaguzzi into Hagen. Hagen with a little turn. Can't quite find the second. Now here's Menace. Santafe on the break. Menace has runners. Finds McIntyre. Militao, big challenge from Paul Jones. Schaefer back to Endo.
And he's in.
Cleared by Leggett. Now Nzaguzzi. Nzaguzzi, the hometown kid, lives here in Des Moines year-round. Clearly a fan favorite. Knox looking for Samadian. The skip pass. Samadian has space. Pilon. Ball played in by Pilon. Dangerous opportunity. Miscommunication there between Endo and Enzo Carvalho. Another change coming here for Santafe.
Moments like those, Thomas, are moments that you will not see in 2-3 games here later in the season.
Absolutely. Just a little more communication.
For all we know, Enzo forgot Endo's name there, and what results is the ball scurrying about a yard wide of the goal. Could be a dangerous last 18, 20 minutes here.
Substitution for Santafe. Jack Dean replaces Jack McIntyre replaces Roman Knox in the midfield. Santafe wins the ball. Jones right back for the Menace. Ball all the way back for Carvalho. Looks like San Gabo just wasn't ready for it. Lucky that Enzo was aware. Endo ball forward. Miyakawa lays it off, and foul there committed by Eric Leggett. It indeed will be a stressful last 17 plus minutes for Des Moines as they cling to a 1-goal lead. Menace taken down there, ref plays advantage. Carniero out wide. Carniero, Leggett, brilliant tackle. Ball back off Carniero. Jones clears.
Nzaguzzi's in.
Jones had Nzaguzzi. Plays Miyakawa out wide. Taro Miyakawa will just hold up play here. Gets it right back. Miyakawa. Yoshi Okawa in for Rentaro Miyakawa. Rentaro Miyakawa, and that might be the dagger. Rentaro Miyakawa opens up his total for the 2025 season and potentially wins it for the Des Moines Menace here against Santa Fe.
That looked entirely too easy. We've seen, both teams struggle in the final third, and there just some simple pass and move soccer leads to a one-on-one with the keeper, and makes no mistake from there, just slots it home.
When you're doing drills like that in youth soccer, that's exactly what your coach wants to see in a game. To find someone, play it right off of him, and you're in behind. A great job there by Rentaro Miyakawa, and even better there for Yoshi Okawa to recognize that.
Yeah, they were definitely on the same page and took advantage of, maybe some tired legs in the Santa Fe back line. They've had to defend, for a majority of this game. Here in the second half, they've done a little bit better job of retaining possession, but at the same time, first game of the year, playing at a higher level, then these games are going to be much higher than that everyday training session. So I think that pass and move potentially might not have worked in the 5th minute of the game, but in the 75th minute leads to a Menace 2-goal lead.
2 Japanese internationals on the field for the Menace combined for the 3rd goal of the game. Foul there committed, and another card coming out on the Menace. That will go against Hassan Gabo. He just clipped Lennis. He went for the ball, not a dirty challenge whatsoever, just got the foot instead of the ball. Dangerous spot for Santa Fe to get right back into this game with just under 15 minutes plus added time left to play. Will be Michael Lennis, captain, standing over it. About 35 yards out from goal. Would be unlikely to see a shot from here, but with that wind, who knows what could happen. Lennis towards the back post, handled by Carvalho.
I would have shot that, Thomas.
Well, with some of the goals we've seen from you in the past, I wouldn't have blamed you.
I got a game here at 8 a.m. tomorrow morning, and I will be shooting from that range. So.
Oh, that game happened to be in the Iowa Champions League.
Yeah, we'll see if I sending the rest of the crew out to cover. They might be sleeping.
Menace hosts the IACL All-Stars in another friendly match the last weekend of June. That game will be on the Central Iowa Sports Network.
I will more than likely be there for that match.
Will you be up here in the booth, or
I don't think I'll be in the booth. I don't think I'll be in the booth. I'll be looking like Gabo down there.
Enzo just taking his time, no rush here. Just over 10 minutes left. Santa Fe running out of opportunities. They have to make the most of what they do have left.
If any young goalkeepers need to learn how to respectfully kill a match, then watching Carvalho in these last 12 to 15 minutes with stoppage time, he seems to be an artist at killing off the clock.
Jones out wide for Liggett. Liggett carries it forward. Finds Husikowski. Ball out for another Menace corner.
Leggett's just got to play that a touch or two sooner. When he continues to dribble closer and closer to his teammate, then he's playing him at a standstill versus leading him into space and then running off it.
Back out. Leggett. Sorry, Husikowski in for Leggett. Handled by Stewart.
Substitution for the Menace. Number 7, Kyle Hughes checks in for Mintaro Uyakawa. Number 26, Sam Green comes in for number 14, Kenny Hagan.
Just out of the reach there.
Joshua Saavedra comes in for Yoshi
Now Pilon.
Okawa. For Santa Fe, number 16, Zachary Peterson checks in for Nicholas Birch. And number 19, Akira Itadani.
Roller once again using all the time he is afforded. Sam Green checking in on the left side for Cade Hagan, one of the changes the Menace have made. As well as Joshua Severa in the midfield for Yoshi Okawa. Jones getting forward. Just looking to kill this game off. 10 minutes plus added time with a 2-goal lead. Ball played in, Enzaguzzi. Well done from Santa Fe to clear. Menace. Dispossessed. Now Liggett. Odelo. Wide for Schaefer. This is an opportunity where you don't necessarily have to play with purpose. You can just play a rondo to kill off the game in the back. Menace not looking to do that, though. Kyle Hughes checked in on the right side for Rintaro Miyakawa.
You just want the rondo a little further up the field than what the Menace were doing at the beginning of the second half.
Hughes dispossessed, but that ball last touched by Brandon McGraw, who checked in for Gabriel Carnero. Foul there, actually, on McGraw. This will be Leggett and Huzakiewski standing over this in a dangerous spot. Now just Leggett. Eric Leggett. Ball sent away. And finally cleared by the Wanderers. Way back to Eric Leggett, who will go forward. He's chopped down there. Refs say no, out for a throw-in. Sends it up. Yusikowski controls, back to Illo. Since those giveaways in the first half, Illo has been much better in possession. Ball through. Here's Enzaguzzi. Enzaguzzi offside. He plays it over the bar anyways. That one he did just look offside. Ball came in from Sam Green.
The subs have made a difference, though, Thomas. Something as simple as that block right there was not occurring, for the first 20, 30 minutes of the second half. Looked like tired legs out there, and there's been at least a spark of energy or closing down the ball since the substitutions have been made.
Absolutely. And you mentioned that spark of energy, something the Menace were lacking for the majority of the second half after that first goal. Schaefer looking for Enzaguzzi. Now Huzakiewski. Dispossessed. It's Peterson. Peterson for Militao. Down line, just over the touch line, out for a Menace throw-in. Not much time left for Santa Fe to find something. almost assuredly over. It's like Andrew Schaefer will be replaced. One final substitution potentially for the Menace.
Substitution for the Menace, number 12, Larry Escobar. Checked in for number 12.
12.
Number 5.
Or Escobar checking in for Schaefer. That ball played in looking for McIntyre. Endo does well to clear. Now it's Peterson. McIntyre hold up play. To the end line, McIntyre ball across. Endo sends it back towards his own net. Lucky just outside of that right post. Corner opportunity will be Militao on it. Pilon coming short. Militao, the ball in. Back post headed away by Endo. Escobar out to meet it. Out for a throw-in.
McIntyre's been good for Santa Fe this entire match, whether it's running in behind, getting into the box, and being dangerous for service, or you see there just using his body for hold-up play to create chances. He's been a solid player all around, and he's been working hard defensively to add to that.
He's had his chances, hasn't been quite able to put them away thanks to the heroics of Enzo Carvalho. Frank nearly dispossessed there by Enzaguzzi. Deep headed through, dealt with by Endo. Yuzakutski, now Escobar. Wide for Leggett. Yuzakutski, or Leggett will go forward. Was looking for his Drake teammate in Leroy Enzaguzzi.
Those three all look pretty similar from all the way up here.
Now Escobar. Ball played in, dealt with by Stewart. Ball forward for Menace. Taken away by Gabo. Now Peterson. Vera, now with Jones. Severin all the way back to Endo. Only a few minutes left to play in this opening match of the League Two season. Samadian called for the foul there, unhappy with it. Foul going against Hughes. Back to Endo and then back to Carvalho. So clears. Using Enzaguzzi running onto it. Now Stewart clears. Militao, Jones takes it away. Here's Escobar. Escobar for Jones. Tracked down by Peterson. Kuski plays it off of McIntyre as we are just about into the 89th. For Enzaguzzi. They wanted the foul for a shove from Frank, none given. Menace leaves it out wide. Forward for Samadian. Deals with it. Yuzakutski to Escobar. Hughes waiting for Enzaguzzi. There's that speed. Stewart will clear. We're well into the 90th minute. Leggett for Escobar. Hughes to Leggett. Escobar dispossessed. Peterson playing forward McIntyre. McIntyre in behind Menace. Menace knocked away by Gabo. Will be 4 minutes of added time. Out for a Santa Fe corner. Gabo is down, cramping up again. Appears. They're making a brilliant challenge there to prevent the shot. From Michael Menace. Corner kick played low. Dealt with and cleared. Tenzagutsi. Huzakuski plays it deep and gets clattered to the ground. Was Samadian that took him down, and he is still down and injured. Not a foul you like to see this late into a game. Simply reckless. To commit a foul like that is, we take another look at that. Huzakuski just clearing it out, and like Samadian might have been going for the ball, just laid on it, but not what you want to see if you're Charlie Latshaw, senior captain, taken to the ground like that.
Yeah, we see some yellows given today, and that was maybe a little more.
Well, the foul being given against the Menace.
I don't understand that.
Interesting decision there from the center official. I thought certainly. But it will be Michael Menace to take. Menace will have the wind pushing towards the net. Ball floated up towards the back post. Falls through. Peterson can't quite find the shot. And cleared away.
Stay onside.
Hughes running towards it. Here's Enzagutsi in behind. Leroy Enzagutsi faces the tug of a jersey. Plays it back. Kyle Hughes. Hughes. Enzagutsi.
One more.
Hughes. Mario Escobar. Escobar! Nowhere close to hitting the net. Surprised not to see a foul on the jersey tug there against Enzagutsi.
It should come back for a yellow right there, which it doesn't. But because Leroy stayed up and fought through it to continue, he's not going to stop play for the yellow. As I said, on that goal kick right there, it should come back for a yellow. But that tug of the jersey was just enough to slow down and prevent Leroy from going straight to goal. And then once the numbers come back for Santa Fe, it is kind of work it around until you get that open shot. The open shot came, and unfortunately, about went out of the stadium.
So, Itadani. Itadani deflected away by Leggett. Only about 20 seconds left in the 4 minutes of added time. Will be interesting to see if they play any extra after that. The short stoppage from the foul earlier. Menace here with the corner kick. Be an in-swinger, driven low. Away there by Severa. Hughes to Escobar. Escobar out wide for Green. Green, plenty of space. Sam Green, the shot, the save. Cole Stewart. However, that potentially will be the last action of the game. Not Munoz taking it out. Falling behind Menace. And that will do it Final score here between the Des Moines Menace and the Santa Fe Wanderers. Menace defeat the Wanderers 3-1 in this opening match of the USL League 2 season. We'll take a short break, and when we come back, we will have all the post-match analysis here on the Central Iowa Sports Network.
Des Moines Menace 3. Santa Fe Wanderers 1.
Hi, this is Chris from Fireplace Superstore, and if you have an old inefficient wood fireplace, we need to talk. Heat & Glow has some great retrofit inserts to convert that old drafty wood burner into a high-efficient gas fireplace. A Heat & Glow gas insert will give you high efficiency, it will give you ease of operations, and it will give you enough warmth to take the edge off a cold winter's night. For the best in gas inserts, come see us at Fireplace Superstore today.
It's hard to stop a train.
The Chevy Red Tag event is going on now here at DeArmond Chevy GMC in Knoxville, Iowa. New Silverado 1500 Crew Cab with 1.9% for 60 months, plus up to $87.50 off MSRP. New Chevy and GMC HDs with 5.9% for 84 months. Get a new 2025 Trailblazer starting at $339 per month. And new Chevy and GMC electric vehicles with special rates. All at DeArmond Chevy GMC in Knoxville, Iowa.
Thank you for tuning into today's broadcast. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any of our live events. You can also follow us on X, Facebook, and Instagram in the description below for more coverage of Central Iowa high school sports and the Des Moines Menace. Now, back to the game.
Welcome back to Menace Soccer on the Central Iowa Sports Network. Thomas Campbell here with Charlie Bales. We are post-game as the Des Moines Menace defeat the Santa Fe Wanderers 3-1 in what was not a clean showing, but a good showing for the first match of the year. Definitely improvement throughout the 90 minutes. And the biggest thing is one match played, 3 points won. Charlie, what did you see tonight?
Yeah, I think that it was a little evident that it was the first competitive match of the year for both of these teams. As I alluded to earlier, you can train day in and day out, but getting into match day is just a different pace of play. You're getting kicked a little bit more than you do in training every day, and both teams, I thought, just were a little sloppy in moments that both coaches will be looking to clean up as the season progresses.
Man of the match today, number 8, Paul Jones. Jones didn't do anything flashy down there, but he was a rock on defense in the midfield, and he was an engine on offense. Helped build up some of those plays. That is your man of the match today. Goals today coming from Dominic Bachstein, Cade Hagan, and Rentaro Miyakawa. Those were the 3 for the Menace as they open up their 2025 season with a win over newcomers Santa Fe Wanderers. And that's a big win when you're in a new division that you don't know the quality of the sides that you're going to be facing, but you take care of the first one for sure. And then you have more games coming up, but now that you've seen one team, you kind of know what to expect, and you'll see results from around the league, but you have your feet under you now at this point.
Yeah, you've hosted Santa Fe. You've started the season with 3 points at home. You've seen the ball hit the back of the net for your side 3 times in front of, there's probably over 2,500 people here at Valley Stadium tonight. Great crowd. So kudos to the front office for getting the fans out here and the fans for showing up and supporting the team. Now you're going to look at what Santa Fe does next week, who they're playing, what those results are. You're going to compare it to what you saw tonight, and then also the Menace players, right? So Charlie Latshaw has to take a look at how the players performed today, who he expects to continue to come in from their college seasons. And one thing that you know in Des Moines is it's a competitive training environment where people are fighting for starting spots or even to get in the 18 week in and week out.
Yeah, and you mentioned that fighting to get in the 18, we saw a lot of lineup changes last year with players coming in, players moving out until by the playoffs you really did have your mainstays. And with it being so early in the season, you obviously don't have that yet. And so everybody, even though you've won today, you're still going to be fighting for a spot, and you're still going to be fighting just to make this team better. Menace will next be home against Sunflower State on May 31st. You can find that here on Sports Engine from the Central Iowa Sports Network. But from Thomas Campbell and Charlie Bales, that will do it tonight. We thank everyone, including our producer and everyone here at the Central Iowa Sports Network. Thank you for watching Menace Soccer.